Hey everybody, Ronamon here for episode 5 of Vatgrown Massacre. So, where we left off, we were trying to find some Plasteel. Not to much avail. Let me load the planet real quick. Um, of course, it's a possibility that we can trek on over to mountains or something and find it that way. But I really wanted to do a deep dig around here in hopes to find myself some plasteel. So that's the hope. I don't know if it will pan out the way I'm hoping, but you never know. So as I said before, and I'll say again, Alpha 18 is publicly available, so check that out. It's pretty cool. And what else? That's about it. So here I'm really hoping to get a decent amount of weaponry and armor built this episode in order to be like formally properly ready for combat. So that is what I am hoping. It also might be possible to get, a possible angel ship to drop by and supply me with what I need. Oh, silver, come on, people. Holy moly. I cannot catch a break. Every material but Plasteel. It's almost funny. There's a lot of penicillin that has been landing as well. I've been noticing. It's like I'm about to contract the plague or something. I don't know why it keeps giving me so much antibiotics. Alright, so that one didn't pan out. It's silver. That's not terrible. I can use silver. Maybe I'm looking for too small of a node. That's possible. Alright, so we just finished refining, which means I wanted smoke pot. Protect me from the first shot. And then let's go ahead and try here. It's probably like chem fuel or something like that, but you never know. We just need to crank out some components. And what I might start doing is I might just go ahead and prioritize the deep drill for some of these smaller nodes, like this jade, so I can reclaim the metal that it's using. Same with this gold. But I don't want to skyrocket my wealth, because that will make the raids that I experience a wee bit tougher. Yeah, chem fuel, uranium. I don't know where the Plasteel is. I really don't. It'd be great to know. It'd be cool if you could set up. Well, I guess that's what setting up drill is, but setting up some better scanner so that you can find out. So I'm slowly replacing all the wood with limestone. Alright, more silver. That's a pretty big node of silver there, gotta say. Iseth is cranking out some more components. Let's see, I need 3 components for that new node. Of course, I'm competing with components for other things because we have a bunch of other, I've got auto doors and things like that, air conditioners, etc., that I want to get built. I think I'm going to focus on this auto door first. Because keeping our food fresh is important. some tidying. Alright, so we got that auto door done. And Iseth just contracted malaria. Not cool. She was our crafter. That will set us back a little bit. Luckily, malaria, it gives you a lot of immunity right off the bat, so you're not fighting it for so long. The downside is that it's pretty easy to die from malaria because it's so advanced that you need immediate care. So it's a double-edged sword. I'm not that worried because I have a decent bed, etc., etc. Alright, what are we going to need next? Medicine and vitals. Vitals would be nice, right? It's a pretty tight little hospital. Might need to expand a bit. We'll see. Gonna give her the good meds, just to have her recover as soon as possible. My stem is sleeping outside because I hadn't finished the door and I hadn't noticed till just now. She won't care, right? Alright, so now our kitchen area has a lot easier access to the rice. We don't have to run around like a rat race maze. Thrall and tannin. Alright. That's unexpected. Ooh, don't consume it. Haul it. Alright, so we're about 4 points off immunity-wise. We'll see if we can close that gap. While Agiel's cranking away here. This might be maybe the last steel node on the map that isn't deep drilling, which I think feels a little significant, right? What do you need for components? Crafting 10? I don't think I have any other crafters capable of that. Yeah, not even close. It's I sat there bust. Alright, so we're 2 points away now. We are closing, which is good and useful. Now, one thing I could do is, because I don't really have a need for insect meat, sort of work to prevent infestations. That might be something I do, so that I don't get rampant infestations where I've mined. I think I'll go ahead and remove the mountains, the mountain rooftops of the places I've mined, and then fill them in otherwise. So Tannin's going to run around and break roofs down. And any place that I can't break a roof like this, I can just fill in with sleeping spots. And that should keep the bugs at bay. I'd rather have human and mechanoid raiders than insects, because I can't really do anything with the insects other than kill them. They're not compelling enemies. for our people. There's just not a lot of profit in it. Alright, so how's ISET doing? 74, 75? Alright, we're catching up. We're catching up. Got a whole lot of silver. I just don't have anything to spend it on. I'd love to be able to buy some components. That would be nice. See if we haven't built any of these other deep drills because we're a little bit out of components. And there's no more components on the map, so I'll just have to wait patiently for ISET to recover. Alright, so we've outpaced immunity 77, malaria 76. She won't die of infection as long as we're careful. What about her needs? She needs... Well, she can't do joy. I'm not going to let her get up for that. But... I think what I'm going to do here is conserve some power and components. And... what I will do is set up so there's, you know, only one heater, and the problem in the long term is the more auto doors and heaters and little devices like that, batteries, stuff like that you have, the more they'll break down and the more components you'll waste repairing them. So having as few, that's not what I wanted to do. Having as few items that can break down, the better. You know, minimize the amount of doors and things that you need of that nature. Alright, so thrall, let's get to that. So that's what I'm thinking of doing here. I have 5 heaters. I can probably cut it down to 2, unless I have a cold snap. And if I have a cold snap, I can always just put an old-fashioned campfire where needed. And that's really not that much of a problem. I don't think, at least. Alright, so we have... Now we have a vented rooms here. It's hard to tell if it's working because it's so hot out. Alright, and we have vitals monitor. Shield belt would be nice. Charge shot would be nice. But I think I'm going to start with... That's a good question. Maybe smelting. Just because we're going to get slag, inevitably. And some smelting would be nice when we have that slag. You know, one of the things that will happen to a map the longer you play is it will fill up with slag for every drop from the sky, every destroyed object. And if you don't have a way to manage the slag that you build up, you end up with a very, very slaggy map. You know, it gets kind of polluted with slag, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want a map full of slag, I guess. Alright, so we're not really in the clear. We're only 4 points ahead. The problem is the malaria hurts your blood filtration, which hurts your ability to fight malaria. So it, you know, that's the real threat. The thrall here growing 7. So once she gets to 10, we can start doing double strand. But all this human leather, although it's not quite as robust as devil strands, sure makes my people happy. Doesn't make the thrall happy having to like make the human leather, because skinning humans is... Oh, yeah, that's a problem. Skinning humans is a bit grisly, but, you know, she suffers so that they can enjoy their clothing. See what we need. We need some... Yeah, I mean, I could just save up the human leather. We could obviously use some of this stuff, but I might as well wait until I have tattered clothing. Okay, we're just about done with all the mining I think we can do on this entire map. I'm just going to do a quick double check. There might be some stuff buried, but since these mountains aren't very large, the likelihood of it having buried resources is pretty low. And then we'll just be hauling and doing deep drilling from there on out. Alright, I'm reading as low medicine. Yeah, I guess I'm a little low. Another thing to put on the list to buy. I'm gonna have Agil do some hauling instead of more steel. We have an okay amount of steel, but we'll have a lot more steel if they go grab it and haul it in. Also emptying out the kitchen. Alright, Tannen, that includes you. Emptying out the kitchen of all this extra clothing and leather. That way, if we do get an orbital trader, we can actually trade it to them. If it's in the kitchen, we really... I guess actually I'm wrong. We have this orbital beacon sitting in the kitchen. I might as well put it in a central location. That way we can trade anything that's in the kitchen. But most of the time I don't have orbital trade beacons in kitchens. Because it's weird. Alright, that's decently clean kitchen. Now they're going to be doing, I guess weapon hauling. Now another problem I have with this base design is, it actually might be this door. Let me lock that door out. No, they still use this door. Well, I was going to say that everyone runs through the kitchen, but I guess it's fine. I really can't seem to avoid that. Alright, so we're almost done. 97%. And it just got severe. Alright, so summer has just begun. Thrall's been planting. I don't know, yeah, it's still a long time off until I get Devil Strand because she's not that great of a grower. Wow, I do have some brilliant instructors and whatnot. Man, they're incapable of social and caring. Artistic crafting. Yeah, Vatgrowns are not the best at stuff. I know I'm not explaining that well. Alright, so we need some meat. We need some hunting. I'm going to look for big game. I'm also going to aim to kill off anything that's in our farm area that doesn't really belong. So let's prioritize the hunt. I think keeping it a high priority is fine. You know, generally speaking, I only really set things to get hunted when we need the meat. So we have a huge herd here of gazelle and deer. So there's plenty to shoot. But first I'm going to have them kill off everything that's invaded our farm area. Because these creatures will eat my plants, eat my rice out of the ground. So they're worth taking care of now. Enjoy a heat wave. Alright, so Seth's back on her feet. That's good to see. Got a boom rat that's gone crazy. She'll bleed out soon enough. Put Iset back to work. Alright, so this heat wave has been hot enough that it has caused our kitchen to be too hot, and it's going to start spoiling the meat. Not something I want. So I'm going to install that second air conditioner. Temporarily, I'll freeze out any other use for components. Alright, there's a lot of limestone that I had previously marked to haul. I want them to haul the steel, so I'll cancel some of this limestone hauling. Yeah, this is going to spoil the crap out of... Let's go ahead and create a temporary wall until we're done. At least put it inside, indoors. And I'm closing most of the doors to the outside world so they don't use the building to run through. I don't think it will have a chance to get down to freezing, but at least it will teeter-totter on refrigerated. Yeah, this heat wave is bad timing. Well, we have one of the two components we need. Once I get the second one, we'll be in the clear. I'm just going to put Iseth right back on task. She's almost done, which is good. Alright, so now they're starting to haul this steel. It's a pretty big area for a bug nest. I think what we'll do is I'll just open this up. Make it a little bit easier to access the area, and then fill it up with furniture. But now we have enough for this cooler. Oh, we need 3 components, not 2, my bad. 2 for a door, 3 for a cooler. Miscalculated. Here's a nice like gradient of psychoid plants, as you can see. I think it looks nice, at least. And that still didn't get her growing up high enough. I could have her just sort of start planting everywhere, but I don't think I really want to do that. As annoying as waiting for her is. Alright, so we're done with this cooler. The stuff in this kitchen freezer walk-in area is about to be spoiled, so we better just get this done. Alright. Can we get cold enough to freeze? It's trying. It is trying. Alright, it's now frozen, so we're not necessarily going to lose all the stuff in our kitchen, or at least the meats. The rice was never really at risk. And what I think I'm going to do is lower the temperature to like super sub-zero so these things never turn off on high. and that way we have a possibility of keeping it as frozen as we can. Now I'd like some... Ah, man, we're so close to having heal root. So very close. Alright, so the heat wave is over. It's going to make it a little bit easier to keep this cooled now. I can open up these doors again. Now I hope I find some plasteel. That's really the aim that I've been having this whole time. Find a good node of plasteel and we'll start rolling in the armor and weapons. Now I can start making the weapons without it, I suppose, but I was hoping and holding out. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I believe that try shield that. I believe that animal sleeping spots will stop infestation swarms from propagating. So let's make sure I've got everything. Yep, I've got almost all the spots I need. And I don't need this one or that one. Or those. Or this. Alright, so that's all the spots I need, it looks like. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, you know what? Keep the home areas. It's actually a pretty good way to spot where my mines are. It's a little bear den now, isn't it? Alright, so we can keep hunting on the high priority that it has been. I think I'm going to keep Tannen, who's our constructor, and we don't have much to construct, put him on I gotta think about it. Alright, so we have pirates attacking immediately. Oh, it's a pretty good number of pirates. No joke level of attacks here. So we'll get all people on deck for this one. Already got some dead. Yeah, my guys are pretty relentless here. There's not a lot of missing going on, I'll put it that way. And now they're already fleeing. I'm just checking to see if any of them are worth enslaving. No, I don't. I would say no. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch Kia. Nah, Kia's free. Good job, Kia. You made it out. Maybe you shouldn't have attacked in the first place. Alright, so the power's out. means we're not going to be making any components or anything like that. Fortunately, these invaders... Oh, you know what? Maybe they did break one drill. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think they did here. But I can't tell because the ground penetrating radars from the solar flare. There we go. Yeah, they did break a drill. That's okay. It wasn't fully constructed anyway. It's a lot of human meat. Love to be able to sell some of it. That's just not in the cards for me, is it? The thrall's not too happy about having to butcher human legs constantly, but she doesn't really get a say, does she? Man, this kitchen is filling up. So now we're cranking out some jade, which is good for bludgeoning weapons. Some of the best materials, actually, for bludgeoning weapons, last I checked. And we've cleaned up all the corpses of our would-be attackers. Oh, silver chem fuel. Come on. Alright, so what I might start doing is, because I'm not really willing to keep these built, I'm going to label them as stockpile zones. That way I can remember what they are without having to create a new drill. So we'll say like mining chem fuel, mining silver. And then what I'll just do is low priority clear all. So they don't actually hold anything. Clear the home zones around them. Because I'm getting tired of having deployed so many drills and not having any yield from them. So without Naturamine, all those psychoid plants will just create yayo, which is not all that interesting. Alright, let's see what this is. Plasteel, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's a pretty big node of it too. So let's disconnect this one, and start mining the plasteel. Whereas Iseth will have to start cranking out the components because most of the plasteel stuff that I want to make will require a pretty decent amount of components to do. It's not cheap. And I can turn off my ground scanning radar for now. I don't really need it, and it takes a lot of power. putting all this clothing away. Alright, so another thing I want to start making is packaged survival meals. And we're going to do 40 of them. 10 for each person. And I'm going to stockpile it... yeah, I could just stockpile it over there, I guess. It doesn't spoil. But that takes a bit more resources, but this way, when we're on a raid, we don't need to worry about food spoiling. Plus, we have an excess of rice and meat, so it's a good way to burn through that that surplus that we have. All right, so we have a starting amount of plasteel. I'm going to get some power armor first. Let's see how much plasteel. 135 plasteel, 18 components. That is pretty expensive. Power armor helmets, 60 and 7. It's a little bit more cost effective. But yeah, I'm going to start with the armor. Start with the big stuff. Now we need more components for that. Considerable amount more. Might be worth... well, you know, without Neutroamine, we can't really make Wake Up. That is the one problem. Another thing I can do is... ooh, let's turn this back on briefly. Is to set up 2 mining drills out there for the plasteel. Oh, is this... yeah, we'll be able to haul that away. That's just the broken drills. Mastema, the odd woman out. Alright. Yes, so what I was saying was... setting up more plasteel drills so that everyone can drill. I think that last one is probably superfluous. I don't think we're going to get more than 2 miners at a time. And this way they can chat with one another, etc., while they work. What were you doing? Agil. Hauling... oh, yeah, you were hauling to there. Let's say no corpses. So eventually I'm going to want these granite chunks out of the way. Man, no love for Mastema. Everyone else partnered up. Okay, shield belt. Got that done. Explosive IEDs. Sounds good to me. Sounds fun and dangerous. And of course we're going to want a network of pod launchers for our attacks as well as a chem fuel refinery. Continual tall orders, as you can tell. Alright, so Tannen is starting to stash things away. We do have the requisite amount of plasteel, I think, at this point. Man, I really need to get a new eye for that guy. He's not able to carry it at all. Alright, so we definitely have enough for our first piece of armor. Once we start hauling these components in, we can get it made. Oh, I was about to have her haul, but she fell asleep. Oh, an escape pod. Slave? Nope. You're a slowpoke. You will be leather. That's what most people are, huh? That is a big, big lake, as far as RimWorld goes. So we just about have enough components for our first piece of armor, which is cool. They're cranking out the Plasteel. Alright, let's see about this. Oh, he's still alive. Alright. He's dead in 6 hours. Okay. Our batteries are no longer filling up like they used to. Some more ambrosia sprouts. Didn't we have some ambrosia sprouts over here before? Could have sworn there were. Oh yeah, here they are. Let's go ahead and harvest those sprouts. Alright, so power armor's going. That is a very good sign. We're 40 minutes in, and just starting our first piece of power armor. Alright, the beauty in this room is atrocious. I'm going to see what I can do, if I can even bring it up into the positives. It was a horrendously dirty room. Okay, yeah, the beauty's a bit better now. I figured if she's going to basically live in this room for the foreseeable future, she might as well have a nice room to do it in. Man, these fires are cranking away. Shipbuilding basics? No. Medicine production? Probably. A little cloth, a little naturamine, some herbal meds, and you got meds. Ooh, a blight. Oh, these, yeah, that's terrible. Ugh. So in Alpha 18, blights work a bit differently. They're a slow creeping plague, which is, to my mind, a lot more agreeable than these kind of blights, which are like instant and they wipe out everything. I am just trimming my home zone so this fire isn't continually annoying. If I had stone doors, they wouldn't even be able to be set on fire, but I have steel doors, so they are a bit more flammable. But yeah, one of the advantages of stone over steel is still flammable. I don't want to get into a 9/11 argument here, but yeah, steel will melt and bend. Stone really doesn't. Ceramics are good like that. I should probably look at what it's warning me about the fire. Oh yeah, forget that. I don't need to worry about that. And it's raining anyway. See, if you wait long enough, the fire takes care of itself. It's really bad advice for anyone that has ever had a home fire. It won't take care of itself. It will burn your home. One of my childhood friends lost a house that way. He came to live with us for, I don't know, half a year or so, because his house burned down. 'Twas nothing left. Alright, so I believe that refineries don't need tool benches. No, they don't. So one thing I usually do, and I will do here as well, is repurpose. Oh, well, there's a deep drill here. That makes it a little different. You'll see what I'm doing in just a moment. Well, I need some more limestone blocks, don't I? Who would have thought? Alright, power armor's making some good progress. I hope that a 17 crafter can make some good stuff. If she can't, I'll be a little peeved, I'll be honest. We're almost done with that. And what I'll do here is I can put the comms console, the refinery, stuff like that up in this area. And that way, when they produce items, it just plops right into the stockpile. Ooh, rare thrumbos. You all know what I do to thrumbos. Oh, that's not good. Well, we all had to wake up to hunt thrumbos anyway, right? So... And we are teetering on our power here. I'm just going to hunt the thrumbo the same way I did the last one, which was the kiting method. So it is chasing Mastema. I'm going to slow time down. And the concept here is, yeah, once you get some bullets in it, its movement speed will be slow enough that you can kite it. Thrumbos normally will outrun you, so be careful about that. But, oh, and don't run towards it. So I've had pawns die in one hit from thrumbos before. Okay, it retargeted to Agile. Come on, Agile, start moving. There we go. Alright, it caught Tannen. It's not going to be able to do much, and it's down. Let's just go ahead and finish it off. The fun bullet way. I'm going to take Agile and Tannen off of this task so they can patch them up quick. And this is good for some shooting skill. I bet Mastema just hit 14 doing this. And the fact that it's raining is also really nice because all that blood that would have otherwise filled the area is already dealt with. So, wunderbar. Alright. we don't have the components to make a refinery just yet. And Iseth was on power armor. Man, I really need someone to trade with for my components. Okay, we almost have enough survival meals. I think that is enough. That's 40. So Thrall is going to be doing other tasks now. Maybe I should give her a name at this point. Maybe she's earned her place by wooing Tannen. So let me think of a name. Just a second. I kind of have a I have a theme going on with these names. I don't know if anyone's picked up on that, but I'm gonna try to continue the theme. I'm just having to look up a name up for it. All right, this one works. I like this. Okay, yeah, that's a good name. I think I spelled that right. Did I? Kasady. YA. Yep. No longer Thrall, which is functionally nameless. Yeah, if you don't understand the naming conventions here, it's not that important. They're just names. Just funny things that we call things. Language and all, right? Alright, so we have some of these psychoid plants. I think what we need to start doing is... Oh yeah. Let's do a hauling priority. Because these psychoid plant leaves are not going to stick around very long. Oh, he's sleeping. I guess I won't wake him up. And they should last, yeah, they last about a season, which gives me time to use them. Alright, let's haul a little bit more. I'm forcing them to haul. And that should be enough. Ooh, who's exhausted? Iseth? Yeah, you can stop crafting that armor. That's my bad. Alright, so our power has been dwindling, as you've probably noticed. I do have geothermal power enabled. Do I have any geo... Okay, I could use this steam geyser. Is there any closer? Okay, that one's really unobtainable. Anything west of the river is kind of not usable, I guess. There's two down there. One here. I guess this is the best one. I don't really have the resources to do it. just yet. I need more steel. But we have a whole bunch of psychoid leaves that we can be using soon. I'm going to bump out our stockpile zone again, just for future expansion. Man, that bum eye is really bumming me out, man. He fails a lot at construction for someone who's a legendary constructor. That's sad. All from, like, what animal was it again? A rat. A rat did that to him. Disfigured permanently and critically by one rat. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Well, at least he's not the crafter, because that would really hurt the quality of the armor or whatnot that I'd get. And now I'm just going to start setting up the research to clean up the research tree, the tech tree, and I'm not going to worry about the shipbuilding. This playthrough isn't about ships, so I'm not even going to bother with that research. That research is unnecessary. Good old uranium, right? So we want a drug lab, and we'll see what kind of blocks we have left after this little building project. Probably limestone. Ooh, a bunch of muffalo. Or two. Could be scarier. I'm not even going to lift a finger for it. Don't bash my walls. That won't end well for you. Alright, so we have a little extra. You know what? I need to change. Yeah, I'm going to change that location a little. Alright, now they're starting to run. Fearfully run from my own base. So that's not going to stand. Kill this one too. All the way dead. Oop. Alright, back up. I got headbutted by another one. I thought it was just these two, but I think the other ones that were asleep. Let's see. No, no, no. It's just that other one. Okay. My bad. Yeah, it... Ooh, it survived the gauntlet. Well, not for long. It's what you get for headbutting me. So here you can see these steel doors in action, where I never have to step on a deadfall trap in order to arm a deadfall trap, because there is a small possibility that even an ally, knowing where our deadfall trap is, will set it off anyway. And that's not good. You don't want that to happen, because it hurts. It hurts real bad. You could actually die instantly from triggering a deadfall on yourself. No bueno. Setting up another light. And let's have Iseth just heal. That crack's going to be quick to heal, but Might as well heal it, right? Boom, done. Alright, these still have more resources underneath them. Man, I thought they'd be tapped out by now. We have 670 plasteel, which is a fair amount. But I think I'm just about out of time. Luckily, we are having some power armor come off the line here at pretty high quality, too. So I'm going to leave this episode at that. Thank you for all for watching. If you have any feedback, questions, concerns, etc., you know how this goes. Just hit me up, and I will catch all of you later. Adios, friends.